welcome to the Radiant Black Podcast. In today's episode, I'm joined by my friends Matt and Ali. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, this was a pretty mundane run-of-the-mill issue of comics, but I mean, other than that, I'm doing pretty good. What about you, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's been a great week for Radiant Black. Been waiting for this issue for a while. Got some other surprises too, so I'm excited to share.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we've been looking forward to this issue for a long time or anything.
Yeah, 9 and 10 pack quite the punch, right? I mean, you get hit right in the feels, and this one you think you're just going for like a trip, and then it also hits you right in the feels again. So it's quite the ride. It's not just Marshall going for a trip.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean, first of all, before we dive deep into this black hole of an issue, because there's just so much that happens, and the gravitational pull of this comic book is incredible. So, first of all, we wanted to let you guys know that thank you for the support on the Radiant Black Podcast socials, for checking out the audios. We just did that exciting last episode with the Invincible Podcast, aka Circle Guy News, the amazing folks from the comics, from the folks who were just
what's real anymore? I don't know. We've met with people
Exactly.
in a comic book. Who knows what's going on? I don't
Exactly. We're embracing our inner Deadpool right now. And the thing is, I just can't believe it. It was such a fun time talking to those guys as someone who's, been listening to the Invincible podcast, and something that helped inspire for me, my personal part in this podcast, that I just, it was a blast. And we wanted to say that we're very close to hitting our goal for 250 subscribers on Twitter, and we've already hit that goal on Instagram. So thank you, everyone. And what that means is that once we hit 250 followers on Twitter, we're going to be doing that giveaway, giving away Volume 1 of Radiant Black, the trade paperback. And all you have to do is follow us on Twitter and just send a DM with who your favorite Radiant is. Radiant Pink, Radiant Yellow, Radiant Black. Maybe you don't like any of the Radiants and you just /guy. Go 001, obviously, and just say that. And you're in for a trade paperback. So it's that easy.
Yeah, and we also got the reveal today of the Volume 2 cover. And I got to say, if you can find a bad Radiant Black cover, I'll FedEx you an actual Radiant, because there's none. It's awesome. And if it's the same quality issue as the first volume, I mean, who knows how awesome that's going to be.
Yeah, no, it's a gorgeous cover. I love how they it's inspired by the number 1 cover B, and then they added all the other ones. It looks great.
Yeah, also, for the contest, you just have to message us after you follow us to let us know, what is it, your favorite character, your favorite Radiant?
Yep, just say who your favorite Radiant is, and you're in.
You're in. And so, just like that, you can have a chance to win a Radiant Black Volume 1 touched by host of the Radiant Black Podcast, Bashar. So, I mean, that's amazing.
No, actually,
him from that.
Actually, I haven't even opened the package, so you're going to be opening it for the first time yourself. I'm going to give it to you straight from the provider.
Damn. So there you go. You know a ton about it now. You don't know how, so I don't even know what to say about that. It's fantastic. So Volume 1, and it's also got the codex in the back that I was using to decipher this issue later on. So I mean, hell of a great design thing, and yeah,
and we're gonna keep this episode a little bit shorter due to some real life time constraints, unfortunately. But before we dive into the content of the issue, we're gonna tell you some Radiant Black developments. First of all, if you've seen the last 2 or 3 newsletters on Kyle Higgins' Substack, and if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. It's called Black Market News. It keeps you up to date not only on Radiant Black, but all of Kyle Higgins' properties.
Black Market Narrative.
Yeah, Black Market Narrative is so Black Market News is actually his newsletter, and then Black Market Narrative is his
collective of awesome
thing. Collective,
stuff,
yeah. So that's his collective, and check that out too. That's on Twitter. Once you get to 1,500 followers on Black Market Narrative, we're going to get Kyle Higgins on the podcast, and you just know that's going to be an awesome time. We're going to get him to spill all the secrets of Radiant Black.
He's going to tell us how it ends. He's going to tell us the finale on air.
He's going to give us that password for the access. Those
Finally.
who know. Yeah. And so we're gonna get him to spill some beans, or at least we're going to try. So there's that to look forward to. And first of all, Supermassive. What do you guys think?
That's really cool. It's a massive event that they're doing 1 year into the book, and we already have Inferno Girl Red, you knew was in the orbit of Radiant Black.
Wait,
now,
you're saying Supermassive is not small?
No, it's actually quite the opposite. That's why they named it that, so no one would think, oh, it's just another crossover. It's just like Empire or some event that people are gonna forget. No shade, but I don't care about Empire. Anyways, no, this is like, Rogue Sun looks badass, and Infernal Girl Red was interesting from the get-go as well. Like I missed the Kickstarter on that, but the trade paperbacks are gonna be available soon. This is an awesome crossover that's even been teased in the book since what was that, issue 5, and we're in Tokyo. We saw. I don't know if Infernal Girl Red was there in the billboards and stuff like that, but Rogue Sun was definitely there, and we didn't know who the hell that was. So it's not our bad for not recognizing a character that was not available to the public at that point. But it's super cool how far ahead Kyle's planned, and Kyle and company. He's got himself an amazing crew of people that are going to give us an awesome crossover in February, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's either January or February. Yeah. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. I know we've talked about the possibility of maybe having an Invincible cameo, but I'm actually glad that they're doing their own thing, their own universe, and expanding it, adding their own original characters too.
Yeah, I mean, if we get a character named like Vince Abel or whatever, that's good enough for me. I don't even like, I never don't care about Invincible, but that's in the back of my mind when I think of this awesome crossover, because who knows what they're cooking up, right? We're in issue 10, we're already in like the Upside Down or like Elseworld or whatever. Like, who knows what the hell they're cooking up? Because I can guess some small points, but Kyle has been unleashing hell with these artists that have been like blowing our minds. So the sky's the limit. Like, we're going beyond the sky. We're probably gonna go into space, and we might create new realms for all we know. So it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, and then obviously we've been talking about exactly. You guys brought it up. We've been talking about Inferno Red for a while, and just to finally get some sort of definitive date on when she's gonna show up is huge. Rogue Sun. Like, first of all, Rogue Sun coming out before his series actually debuts, so this is potentially a first appearance, right? Like, this first appearance territory we're talking. So this book is gonna be
mode. Here we go. No. Yeah.
Putting our hats on, boys. No, but for real, like, this book is gonna be like, if it's a first appearance, it's gonna be a key, right? Like, and I'm not even talking as a speculator right now. Like, if you're a collector, right? If you're a fan of this shit, and I am a fan of this shit, I love this shit. So if you're a fan of this stuff, you're gonna want that first appearance, and I'm assuming, right? This is all conjecture, so I hope that's clear, but there's a very good chance that this is going to be Rogue Sun's first appearance, because I don't see any comic book coming out between now and then that's going to feature him, and I'm assuming that from what I've seen that this is coming out before Rogue Sun #1, right?
Yeah. The only other way there's a different first appearance if it's in issue 11 or 12, but we know 12 is about Radiant Pink,
right.
So.
Yeah.
Will there be a CGI Carrie Fisher though? We had Rogue One with a CGI Carrie Fisher, so that's what I'm waiting for now. Not to spoil that one good Disney Star Wars movie. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to start that fire. It's amazing that we get a crossover now. It's like 1 year into the run. Like Invincible, when was he crossing over with the Astonishing Werewolf? Was that issue 25-ish, 24? I think it was something like that.
Wait, was something around that.
Yeah. Some around there, right? So there's a reason we're not the Invincible Podcast. We're Invincible, all right? Wait.
What was the question? I didn't hear you.
When did the Invincible do the crossover with Astonishing Werewolf?
You mean Astounding?
Yeah.
It was in the 20s, I think.
Is it the first time? Wasn't it like 32 or 33?
Well, there we go. So it's like
it's something like that. But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna actually look this up because
this issue taught us that we all go on our own journeys and we don't have to compare ourselves to others. So I've already forgotten like the point of this issue, but yeah, what I'm saying is like we have merch out, we've got friggin' crossovers already planned for year 2 of Invincible. Like year 3, who knows? We're probably just gonna like buy Marvel and then we're gonna have to like I don't know, and not to
But I swear we're not the Invincible Podcast, okay? We're Radiant Black, I swear.
Yeah, we sometimes do the Chiltramites, but that might be dead. Who knows? We don't know. But yeah, no, it's looking really sweet. So definitely get your hands on that, and like Infernal Girl Red, whenever that's available, we'll definitely mention it. I think they're doing the trade paperback early next year, so I've been looking forward to that too, because all these characters' designs are really, really slick.
I mean, I've ever since I saw Infernal Girl Red, it's Invincible #57. That's the one where Wolfman first comes.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's just honestly, I've only it's been a while, but I know all the keys I promised Invincible. I'm not in the mood right now. But give me another one, I'll tell you right now in a second. Anyway, on Inferno Go resume. We also saw one thing that's interesting and a lot of people don't know is that for those of you, actually a lot of you do know because a lot of you guys are awesome and you've read Astounding Wolfman. So if you've read Astounding Wolfman, you know that Invincible doesn't just cross over, or Astounding Wolfman doesn't just cross over into Invincible, but Invincible actually crosses over into Astounding Wolfman as well. So
yeah, he reciprocates.
yes,
Good
exactly, man.
He's like
he
Nightwing.
shows up the love. Yeah, exactly, man. Nightwing is like, bro, I'm a Titan. I'm a Gothamite. I'm a Justice League. I'm all of it. Like, it doesn't matter how you justify that. I'm just all of it, baby.
Popping in,
yeah,
popping
he just
off.
doesn't exactly, man.
And thank God he's done with Fear State, so we can get back to good, like normal Nightwing
Please.
stuff. Thank jeez. I didn't even read this week's issue. Oh, Fear State. Not that I hate Fear State, but come on.
No, this week's issue was actually good, and the annual, the annual. That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, that was amazing. The one with Red Hood. Yeah, that was really good. I liked it.
I don't know. I have to catch up with this week.
Back to Radiant Black. Back to Radiant Black. So yeah, Supermassive. Okay, Supermassive's gonna be big. Rogue Sun, we're getting a first appearance. We're getting the incredible. We're getting some. Oh, I'm sorry. We're getting some incredible collaborations. Fans of Power Rangers, Shattered Grid, they're aware of who obviously Kyle Higgins is. They're aware of who Matt Groom is, Ryan Parrott, Francesco Manna, and now we're getting Igor Monti. Look, first of all, guys,
Igor did God's work this week.
Can I just say Igor Monti is God
look, before we've talked about Natalia Marquez and how amazing she is, and she's amazing. We've talked about how amazing Marcelo Costa is at coloring. We've talked about all these things, but I think one thing that doesn't get mentioned enough is colorists, guys. Colorists are amazing. I don't think we really appreciate just how much work they put into shaping.
They color our worlds.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go into a little tangent, but I promise I'm not gonna go off too bad. But like Firepower, for example, like when we look at Firepower, and you're looking at like the colorist of is it Matt Wilson that does Firepower?
Yeah.
It is Matt Wilson, right? I'm gonna double check just because if I'm wrong,
there's two Matts on there.
Yeah, it's Matt Wilson. Yeah, so Matt Wilson and Russ.
The warm colors, like you can feel the heat of Firepower. His colors are really nice.
Like I can't even explain how important coloring and lettering is to Firepower. And like in Radiant Black, the coloring and the lettering is so important. And like Becca Carey and Igor Monti, like Becca for the letters, Igor for the colors, like they're just killing it. Like this issue, the colors are truly interstellar.
In Canada and Britain, we put the extra U in the word colorist just so we can like experience and appreciate them more. But no, like Igor Monti did double work. He colored it, then he went over the colors with the fluorescent like blacklight colors to make this like a super special issue, one of the most standard issues of the year. And I didn't even read it with the blacklight, but you know, you had the Flannel Death there.
No, yeah,
Mara,
exactly.
Who
Just
gave her
look at
TikTok.
Mara, my future incredible podcast mate. /partner.
Boom! Big announcement here on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do that amazing
Saga podcast. You can't even remember the title of your
Saga podcast. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been all over the place.
I know.
It's a nighttime, isn't it? A nighttime smoke, right? Right? Is that what it is? Yes, it's a nighttime smoke. Yeah, that's what it's called. I just looked it up.
That's chill.
Yeah, a nighttime smoke. So it's an amazing title based on I think what Mara described to me as similar to how Watchmen has that pirate story that's like a thing within the thing. That this is something that Nighttime Smoke's like that aspect to Saga. So I'm so excited to read it. I've only read the first 3 issues, and then we decided to postpone to January around when the series gets restart kicks back up. Yeah, so check it out if you're a fan of Saga. I know a lot of people are. Anyway, back to Radiant Black. The coloring Mara showed us. First of all, Mara's commitment to Radiant Black and is just incredible. And even the Radiant Black account said that Mara's extra radiant. And I got to say, Mara is extra radiant. So
it was Marshall that said that. I don't know,
Yeah. I'm saying I said the Radiant Black account. He's Radiant Black, isn't he?
I know. I'm just being snippy.
Yeah, but anyway, so Mara got a whole blacklight set up. Like, if you haven't checked out Mara, it's like, I think, is it still?
It was professional.
It's one of the better. It's one of the best.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's the best blacklight setup I've seen so far.
Even Kyle put it on his Twitter and said that he said himself that Mara captured
Kyle Higgins or my friend Kyle.
No, Kyle Higgins. Higgins himself was like, this is the best way to capture the blacklight on camera so far. Like, this is the best someone's captured it. So props to Mara. Check them out. I think it's at the Flannel Death or a Flannel Death. I'm sorry. It's just I've been all over the place right now.
Yeah, it's at the Flannel Death.
It's been a long day. Yeah, it's that point of the semester. But check them out. Amazing person. I love following her Twitter. She always has the best content. her Radiant Black Invincible content, just comic book / even manga content is amazing. I've been inspired to read so much awesome stuff from her. So
Chainsaw Man and stuff. She's definitely vouching for that, and I got to check that out myself.
Exactly. And then moving on, if you haven't read this issue in Blacklight edition and it's available at a store nearby, please go check it out. I mean, you've already heard them say so many times how they're not going to reprint this, how it's a special experience. And I'm telling you here from the guys who've experienced it, me in only a very minor way because I don't actually own a Blacklight, unfortunately. But Ali's read it. He said it's incredible. I don't know, Matt, have you read it in Blacklight?
No, my eyes are fucked, but I'm still gonna get the Blacklight thing. It might fuck with my vision, but it's worth it.
Bro, you're with Bill and Ted. You're heading straight back to the '90s. You're gonna find a way to get those black like that.
No, I'm getting it. If it hurts, even if it hurts my eyes,
like Matt Bash.
It's worth the pain. Trust me, it's worth the pain.
Even just the yellow Western stuff got me. Like it hurt me even just reading it, but it's amazing. Like I'm willing, existence is pain, and I'm in for it. But no, I also I gotta say these covers were amazing too. Like cover B and cover C were both all three of these covers. It's hard to say which issue has the best covers on average, but I mean this is a contender.
Dude, Igor Monti did cover B, and that's so he's such a psychedelic artist. You know what I'm saying? He has such a
amazing. Acid does him.
Yeah, exactly. He's just his visuals are truly out of this world, and that's why he's doing Radiant Black, because they need to put him on some cosmic shit. That's his level. He's just that good. I don't know, man. I want to see Igor Monti color so many more things. I think he's so talented. I want to see him color Infinity War 2022. He just has the skill set, man. He's incredible. So
and cover C by Declan Shalvey. Is this his first work on the series? I think it might.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, Declan's a very well-known artist in the medium. Everybody knows about him. He's done a lot of good work. I think he's done a little bit on Mr. Miracle before. At least that's where I'm familiar with him. At least I think so. Anyway,
the position awesome. Of this costume, the positioning and the angle of this cover is just awesome.
I just love. Yeah, they play with the symbolism.
Yeah. No, it was awesome, and. Yeah, and that's even before we can get into the issue, just the covers and stuff like that, and the colors. I mean, we didn't even give Igor enough praise because these are I think these are the best colors I've seen this year in comics for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So two takeaways from the last 15 minutes of tangents and all this kind of bullshit is colorists are very important to the comic process because honestly they do not get enough credit. So please show some appreciation to the amazing colorists that color your comic books. And B, Igor Monti is fucking awesome. Now, moving on. So the next point of importance here is that in the last newsletter, Kyle showed us something awesome and announced something pretty big. First of all, the announcement was along the lines of every issue of Radiant Black is going to have its own limited edition piece of merchandise that drops with the release of the issue and will only be available for the duration of the issue. And then when the next issue comes out, that piece is gone, or as long as
when Invincible was dropping exclusive merch for that week of the TV show series.
Exactly.
It's so far ahead for issue 10, but I say it all the time, but it's impressive. So don't miss out.
Exactly. So first of all, let's talk about what he dropped. Let me just find the black market.
He dropped it like it's hot, and it is hot because it's he's got the most. Yeah. Is it the T-shirts? No, those T-shirts. There's
I already know what it is, but I want to just bring up last episode of the podcast. We all talked about the amazing merch he dropped, the Radiant Bath Bombs, the boxes. We talked about that. This time, oh my god, I was so happy when I saw this. They dropped an exclusive Radiant Black number 10 Blacklight edition cover. And it's different than all the covers we've seen so far. And it glows in the dark. It has a blacklight effect where it glows in the dark or under blacklight or whatever. I think not glows in the dark. I misspoke. It glows under blacklight, but it looks dark in the photo. So yeah. So it looks incredible. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. It's done by Marcelo Costa. So boom.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Exclusive covers of an already amazing issue. So yeah, what is it? The Black Market News, is that what the newsletter's called again?
Kyle Higgins Black Market News on Substack. And the thing is, this book is actually very difficult to find. So Kyle Higgins, and I'm going to quote his Substack right now, Black Market News. He said, but part of what makes this the good stuff good is that it's limited. And this comic book will be limited. We've limited this edition to 900 copies, sans comps. So before we get into how this one works, now is probably a really good time to mention this. Okay, this is an ad. If you're not subscribed to this newsletter, you might want to take a second and click this link. Obviously, I recommend that because you're going to get all the news ahead of time from this stuff, all the coolest news about Radiant Black. So he said, over the coming months, we're going to have 2 ways to get a hold of the Black Market Narrative Radiant Black 10 Blacklight Edition. The first is to find him at a convention. He's going to be selling these in very limited amounts through comic sketch art at any conventions that he goes to. He says some shows might have 5, others 1. So if you want to track down a copy this way, he wants you to go to the shows early. So as you can see, this is going to be very limited, 900 copies. He's only going to be selling them rations.
Get your sleeping bags, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So he says, see, depending on when shipments come in from our multiversal carrier, did someone say mother box? No, I'm just kidding. We'll be making 10 copies available at a time, the most we can allot, unfortunately. Due to the multiversal pipeline delays, which will be announced and dropped exclusively through this newsletter. See, sign up for the newsletter. So he said, unfortunately, the drop is not today. So for those of you who think you've missed out, you haven't missed out on anything. But there was an amazing Welcome to Existence 18 by 24 limited Blacklight poster. So it's the same piece of artwork by Marcelo Costa, but it's a Blacklight poster. And there was only 100 copies of this being sold by Nakatomi Print Labs in Austin, Texas. Now, I don't know about you guys, but 100 copies poster. So we've talked already so many times about how we all want Radiant Black merch, how I personally have talked about how I want a poster.
But where's the Radiant Black loofah for the bath with the bath bomb? Come on, Kyle. Do you care about the
Hey, for all you know, it's gonna pop out of the little bath bomb. Like, we don't know, man. This is cosmic grounds we're dealing with. Okay, we don't know what's gonna happen. You saw how the little radiant works. It sucks you in, man. You saw that big hand. You don't know. Nothing's safe anymore, man. Anyway.
Before we move on, I do want to mention. I don't think we mentioned that cover A was done by Eleonora Carlini. I'd be amiss if I didn't mention another Italian that we got. Kyle's just finding all these amazing Italian artists, and it's awesome. I'm pleased with this, and that cover A is obviously amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the cover A. I do think it's incredible. I honestly think it's like iconic for the series. It's one of those covers that we're always gonna recognize because of how significant this issue is.
It's like I Have the Power and stuff like that. He looks like a boss.
Yeah.
It's like
reminds
me of like Star Wars with like the Luke raising up the lightsaber.
Star Wars, exactly. Yeah, I love when they do like a low key homage like that. I don't love like a straight.
I don't even know if it's specific, but it's like close.
It's the one where Luke like holds his lightsaber up, or he's holding the blaster up. This one's more of like a low-key homage. Is that not like a direct, like I'm just...
It has the Star Wars vibe.
Yeah, it has the vibe.
I don't see Loki in this. No, yeah. I'm just going to fuck. All right. Are we good? We're going to get in this book? Because otherwise we're going to...
Yeah. Okay. When the last market dropped, they dropped a Welcome to Existence issue 10 exclusive shirts. So if you can only get these while issue 10's out. These Welcome to Existence shirts are pretty awesome. Highly recommend checking
if you're having a baby, it'd be a great thing for it to see when you're in the delivery room and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool.
It's got some Beckett Carey lettering, like distortion effects on it. Looks gorgeous. And props to Circle Guy News, to Kyle Higgins, to Radiant Black team, and to Michael and everyone else involved in this. This is a big.
I think Marshall just followed him on Twitter, but it's like the guy's been pretty busy these last couple of days, so I can see why he wasn't exactly on Twitter following those guys. But it looks like he did fulfill his end of the bargain with their little bath bomb deal, so that's good.
That's true. Anyways, let's dive into the issue. Let's get into it.
We start with the preview page that we saw of Marshall falling into existence,
breaking the 4 walls.
Oh, is it literally like 4 walls?
I think there's definitely like that intention. Yeah. Like this issue is breaking the 4th wall. Yeah.
That's cool. I love that. Yeah, that's sweet. And the colors are popping off.
Yeah, we're not even gonna like sit here and talk in great length about how good the visuals are, because at this point you should come to just know how good the visuals are. But this issue just kicks it up a notch. I mean, they go take it all the way up.
The color orange was pretty prominent in this issue. Do you think there's a chance we get Radiant Orange at some point? Because, I mean, there is a bit of like blue and stuff like that, but even at the end, Marshall is in pink and Nathan is in orange. Like maybe that's what Nathan will be, is Radiant Orange, if he does. I'm jumping ahead, but I just want to plant my flag.
I totally agree. I noticed that a lot myself. I was like, we have all the Radiant colors already in the background. We have Radiant. So you look at the 4 walls, right? You've got blue and pink, right? And then it goes down to orange and yellow. And then it goes down to just like a whole mix of like cloudy sun, rogue sun, kind of phoenixy, right? At the bottom. But also we get like a purple hue in the pink one. So who knows what's lying for
I
us
feel like that
ahead.
can be arranged. But
Yeah.
do you think that Marshall's not going to like Infernal Girl Red just because of the connection to Radiant Red and like messing up Marshall and Satomi? I
Still
feel like that might
traumatized.
I feel like it truly depends on how she activates her power. If it's like some sort of little orb like Radiant, then probably because he might make that association. But if it's like Infernal Girl Red's a whole different kind of entity, then I could see him like separating the two.
I still feel like another red one. You can see this snarky line coming, and I'm here for it.
Is he just like racist against the color red? He's just
You
like,
never
I'm
know.
not about, just like fuck red, like
When he sees red, he really sees red.
he really like he's just like, nope, nah. No, I think I'm hoping at least that based on the last issue's interaction with
He's a
Tommy,
colorist, and not the good kind.
I'm hoping that there's some sort of progress with that, because like it seems like there was when he took her to the to the Nathan.
They'll be
and
married by
everything.
then. They'll
Oh
be
yeah.
hooking up.
Yeah. So yeah, what do we see? We see a whole bunch of cosmic shit, but first of all, you see this like super cool tower in the distance. It kind of reminds me of like that scene in Silver Surfer Black when Silver Surfer gets
Yeah.
to the tower where Null's guards are. It reminds me a lot of that. I don't know why. I
It's
just
like
like
alternate
really.
universe Asgard for me.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very cool, very like aesthetic, very cosmic. It reminds me almost a little bit of like Destiny, like when you're doing raids and you got to go through like the platforming and everything. It's
Yeah.
really,
Dreaming
really cool.
City. It has very
Yeah,
Dreaming City
Dreaming
vibes.
City,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
The lit up squares remind me of a boss fight from Donkey Kong 64. Tweet at me if you
Yeah.
know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, like this literally has those like fading ground pieces too. So it's literally crazy. And that you do a similar thing to this course, but
and gravity's weird here. Like it's like the distortion world in Pokemon or something like that. Like it's really cool. Like anything is possible here, right? Like they're going on a journey. Like it's a trip for sure. And this issue, it only gets wilder from here.
yeah, I mean we see that we see Marshall. He's all suited up. He's like, okay, I guess it's this way. So he starts to hover, and he's like, oh, okay, gravity's weird. Like so he just like booms across the the dominoes that are hovering, I guess the hovering floorboards, let's say, and then you just hear some weird noises, and oh my God, we see the big. Wait, what are we gonna call it?
It's a robot. It's just a robot. That's kind of what
Robot? Existence bot? I don't know.
Yeah, existence bot. Okay, we're just gonna call it the mech, right? Like the big mech just shows up.
That pose
And
is like
he's-
Bongo Bongo in Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time, kind of. Like
I love how it always like poses in that way where it looks at Marshall like it's studying him,
Or
like,
it looks like the robots from Metroid Dread, kind of like how I forget what they're called now, but like how intimidating they are and the way they move. It's not like human. It's almost like spiders or like
Yes.
like quadrupeds. It's so cool.
yeah, it's just we get the iconic welcome to existence. Oh, I got chills when I read that. I was just like, damn, bro.
They do a really good job of giving it that like towering, overbearing presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he is above.
He's like
he's
an
basically
ant.
like a god. Yeah.
It just always
like
reminds me
Marshall's
of that
the
God
ant.
of War fight, like towards the end when you're just fighting the giant. It's just like,
Yeah.
because that's how he comes at you. He's just like that. But
Exactly. It's like Iron
yes.
Giant afterwards, where it just like throws him on the shoulder and they're off walking
Yep.
and stuff like that. Like
Exactly
this is
what
guy.
happens.
This is the only kind of like normalish thing we know in this world, right? It's the robot. We've seen the robot. Like that was mind blowing in issue 4. Now, like, all right, robot's back. This is cool, but okay, where are we going now? Like this is the only thing that we that's familiar to us.
yeah, and then we get one of my favorite like lines in this issue. So, Marshall asks the mech where we are, and he says we're everywhere, and then Marshall replies, that's somehow less specific and more confusing. Love it. Forget I asked. I was just like, dude, like that's perfect. But so he's just trying to get to Nathan. As we see, there's a great sense of urgency, which I appreciate. I feel like someone might easily get lost in the whole craziness and the whole scale of what's going on, but no, Marshall's committed to this cause, and you can see that he gets onto the mech, and mech puts him on his shoulder like a little Ricky Ricotta vibe to it.
Can we call him Mackenzie? No, I'm just kidding. That's a stupid thing. But yeah.
But
anyways,
yeah. So he's like, which way is truth?
It's a
that
bold
way.
question. Yeah, it's down
That
there.
way.
We're gonna go down Truth Lane, the yellow brick road. But
Yeah, dude, then we get some static throwbacks, man, with the disc hovering and the disc jumping. Like
sick.
that just reminds me straight of Static right there.
I like how when they're going, it's like you will die if we go this way or whatever. But is it like a metaphor? Because like the Marshall leaving that goes in, I don't think it's gonna be the same Marshall that comes out. So maybe like this version of Marshall will die because he admitted a bunch of heavy stuff. Like, obviously we're doing full spoilers for this issue, but that Marshall admitted a lot. Like I hate you, or I hate like he's jealous of Nathan basically. And then it's like that version. It seems like he admitted a lot, and now it's gonna be a different guy emerging from existence.
Yeah, it's true. But I just want to give one more second to appreciate like the gorgeous artwork in this issue. Marcelo Costa, he had to take a break from last issue, and we had Eduardo Farigato, the amazing fill-in, and that was always a great thing for us. But fortunately, we get Costa for this issue, and my God, he blows it out of the park. We can really see that he's put so much into this issue. It's incredible. It really shows, and it's a visual. It's just a treat. Like this issue is
Just look at
incredible.
all the different environments that they go through throughout
Yep.
the issue. Each one is
Yep.
unique, but so detailed too. Like
Hmm.
I hope
every
his
new
hands doing okay.
environment they jump into. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, get the FIFA spray, the magic spray after that. But yeah, um, yeah, no, it was amazing. And you have to like imagine the task of like drawing existence, right? Like Kyle probably gave us some ideas and stuff like that, but like you have to draw like something no one's ever seen in a reality that's totally different than our own. Like that's nuts. Like he's drawing like this like crystal made of crystals, exploding planets in the background, like with space backgrounds, which are not easy. So it's just like the whole issue is in existence. So it's just like, here you go. This is like, your final assignment for an exam or something like that. It's crazy. And he pulled it off.
Yeah, and one of the cool things is that we see the mecha for once actually communicating with him. And one thing I love about the mecha is that he's just like a vague guy, like or I don't even know what they're doing.
Guy.
It's
Yeah.
it's a vague fucking
Quote
bot,
unquote guy.
He's a vague robot. That's it. He's just like everything he speaks, he says, sorry, is ambiguous. So it's like it is really difficult to understand what he's trying to say, what they're trying to say. So, but anyway, it carries Marshall over, and you really get a sense of scale. Like these things are huge. Like it's insane. Marshall goes over to the floating radiant, and of course, his first instinct is to touch the floating ball, just like Nathan's first instinct was to touch the floating ball. So we see that they really are best friends. Um, so he touches the thing. He gets all 2001 Space Odyssey.
This is one of my favorite pages of the issue.
Yeah,
so.
this is strange. 2001 Space Odyssey. Like this took me to that scene. I'm just like, man, they did it so well. Where you see like the colors just blowing off of him, but there's also like some crazy. I don't know. This is just indescribable. You got to see it to understand it. Incredibleness.
Yep, color your world for sure. And then we find we kind of guessed that he would be here. It's 001 glitch guy. He's here. He's welcome to existence. And Marshall already had a lot on his plate, and now he's got to deal with this. And we get the face reveal finally.
Yep, the name's guy
He
slash
doesn't
guy.
look quite human to me. He has like kind of elvish ears.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm wondering
definitely.
what's like where's he's from, where his origins are.
Yeah. Like
Reminds me of-
Skyrim, Oblivion, which one?
or
I'm
like
just kidding.
Yeah.
or whatever from Neverwinter Nights is who I think of. But yeah, he's cool. He's got the he keeps with the style. He's got the little like not man bun, but like the little like garbage.
It almost gives me like
taunt.
like how samurais would tie their hair sometimes, like it's like a bun but tied back on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. There's definitely like samurai inspiration with his design, and it sticks with his face. And he's still got slashes like on his face, not just with the mask on.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, so this encounter is actually important because we see obviously there's some hostility between the two, but not only that, but we get more background on 001 and what he's doing. So we see obviously that Nathan's robot had to intervene on his behalf, and your robot acquaintance, according to
Yeah.
001, yeah, he had to intervene on his behalf and save his ass, and then. He basically 001 is saying, when you fail, I'm going to go get the radiant when you die. So basically, yeah, just go because there's no point in me trying to stop you because, you're going to fail. And that's kind of like the vibe from most of the people he encounters before he finally gets to.
He's on an escort
yeah.
/ fetch quest. It could
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
into a fetch quest if he dies, basically.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
the line of Marshall going like, "Man, are you a shitty god? Is there literally anyone else who can take me?" Like, no.
Yeah,
You're
so and we see that 001's motive is that he's just really concerned with protecting the Radiant, according to him. He has no interest in doing anything else. So,
It's like the first hint of his true motivations we get, so it's kind of interesting.
Maybe
Yeah,
his
exactly.
people, like that's their whole thing, is protecting Radiance. Maybe they're either from the planet the Radiants are from, or some of the first to get the Radiance, or like their entire culture might be around protecting the Radiance. Who knows?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and we can't skip this. Like I've talked about how we got to see aliens at some point bonded with the Radiants, and I mean I assume he's bonded with the Radiant, or at least has a connection to them, and he looks to be an alien, which is cool.
Yeah. So, he's guiding him through the I don't know, wherever they are,
That next page
existence.
is
Yeah.
bonkers, man.
It's the Helix,
It's
baby.
bonkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Helix. Yeah, he's guiding him through the Helix to get to existence, and this page was
AKA the lock your
awesome.
screen page for those reading on digital.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This page was awesome because not only was it a pain in the ass to read, but it was actually fun just to spin the comic around.
To
Definitely.
But
draw, it must have been a pain just to like conceptualize it and think about it. Like
oh yeah,
it's a mind fuck just thinking about how they planned it, but it turned out amazing. Like it's iconic.
The
I
first
love
time I read this, I tried to actually keep track of their progress through the Helix, but I definitely
me
got
too.
lost.
You'd
Yeah,
be
same.
hypnotized. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? But yeah, no, it's a gorgeous page. Again, the colors are incredible. And we see that they get teleported somewhere, and now we're getting like weird text interruptions. It's like the planet is talking to them or wherever they are. It's literally talking to them, right? So 001 is giving Radiant Black warnings or martial warnings. He's just saying, pay attention or you're going to die. It's a living place. It's sentient, right? And it only cares about truth. That's all the place cares about. So we see someone say, hello, Marshall. And on the next page, we get a huge reveal. We see like Nathan, obviously, given the context, we notice that it's not really Nathan. It's like a glowing, um, like,
It's literally a fire effect. It's like you got the
yeah,
fire enchants in a WoW dungeon or something
yeah.
like that. And if this was Marshall, it would be calling him the Fire Marshal. Sadly, it is Nathan. But this is cool. Like it's like an illusion, right? It's like he's looking for Marshall, and now I guess this is existence personified, trying to like trick Marshall, maybe.
Yeah, no, totally. And not only that, but it's just interesting that it's taking a shape like that. And that's his immediate reaction. Marshall's like, "Are you trying to mess with me?" And it's trying to let him know, like, "No, I'm not trying to mess with you. There's only truth in existence." Oh my God, iconic new line. My hope is that appearing to you this way will help you to listen when I say you shouldn't do this because you're not ready and it's not going to end well. So basically, no one believes in Marshall right now. I don't know if this is kind of like to consolidate the point of like making him go through with it or not, but it seems interesting that nobody really believes in Marshall at this point. But
It's a test,
Marshall
right? It's like
believes
a
in
It's
spirit
Marshall.
quest.
Yeah,
it makes sense, yeah, because at the
yeah,
end he like the kind of like self-doubt or whatever he experiences, that kind of cements it throughout the issue.
If he's going to be,
yeah.
presumably, I mean, he's our main character. We assume he's going to be the champion of the Radiants, and he needs to be ready for something big, presumably a big war or something like that, or who knows what.
Yeah.
You got to test this guy. You got to make sure he's not just some guy who's selling edibles and DVDs.
And bath bombs.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. A questionable amount of bath bombs, might I add. But yeah, so we see Radiant Black, aka Marshall, is just not taking any shit today, man. Nathan is the only thing that's on his mind, and he
No,
says,
yeah, keep going.
I was just saying, you think I'm afraid? I'm not afraid of any of this. And then we see 001 get kind of pissy, and he's just like, man, what portion of alive don't you understand? You can't succeed unless existence allows it. And then we heard this big rumble, and we see like these crazy beings, like these cosmic, like Tinkerbell looking beings. No, I'm just kidding. They look pretty cool.
They
They
have
look pretty
like plague
scary.
doctor masks
Yeah,
a little
Plague
bit.
Doctor, exactly. Seven Secrets looking mofos, and they just start charging at the two of them. So we get these awesome cosmic panels of Radiant, Black, and 001 trying to escape, and somehow using his technology, very clever use, mind you.
Teleports.
001, yeah, teleports using, is that a small like little black hole, like a mini black hole?
Looks that way, yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Also, I
or
Can I
love
just
how
can I just point something out real quick? The moment they come into this new plane of existence or whatever, all swear words are censored.
yeah. Oh yeah, and fuck, I can recognize all the time now. I know that's fucking
Yeah.
because that's got to be the
Yeah,
word
yeah.
that said the most in the Radiant language, other than like
Yeah.
existence.
yeah, exactly. Kyle, what are you trying to say there, buddy? No, no, I'm just
Fuck,
kidding.
obviously, just trying to
Yeah,
like get by the
yeah.
censors. And then it's like, how many times can I say fucking this? Maybe like one real one. Okay, I'm gonna hide like 7 in this issue somehow. But yeah, I love it. It's like the Rosetta Stone for me translating the text. I know what an F looks like. I know what a U looks like. But yeah, this is where we get into the yellow like Western kind of looking place. I don't even it's not specifically Western, but it gives that vibe with like the way the mountains look like that. This is where I made the
Yeah.
connection to that season 8 Simpsons episode and realized that basically 001 is the Johnny Cash Space Coyote, like guiding Marshall through his little like
He
trip
really
here.
is.
Yeah,
He really
I
is.
love
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
this is one of the best pages of the issue in my opinion. It's just
yep.
striking, right? And they showed this in the preview. Like these were shown in the previews, but it just blows my mind. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I'm pretty sure that the text in the Radiant text is "Why are you here?"
Yeah. Why are you here?
It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
so
just for
yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah, and we
It looks
see
like only Marshall can hear it though. It doesn't look like 001 can hear it.
No,
the
he's
the
just an
pink,
employee.
the pink or the planet.
No, the pink
The
radiant
pink.
text. There's like a
Yeah,
couple of panels. Yeah.
yeah. So that pink, yeah, it's on him, and you know,
And
he
now he's
says,
got pink on him, and it's just him. Yeah, which
yeah,
is like this is kind of like how he looks like on the cover, right? He has like all the colors of the other Radiants now. So maybe like Kyle must have had this planned, and then they have the cover that it's almost like he's in existence on the front cover of the first issue, and it
that's
might be
true.
Nathan or it could actually be Marshall on the
Oh,
cover. We
interesting.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, they get to another new area by phasing again or whatever, and he says just a hop, skip, and a jump to the next stellar, and then they're just interrupted, and he's just like, Jesus, and he looks up and he sees a
Mephisto Nathan
giant
or
Mephisto Nathan. Yeah, exactly. Just like a giant Nathan wearing the Radiant Black
this is where he's
costume
been.
looking
Can't show up in WandaVision because
yeah.
he's doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was Nathan all along.
Yeah, I love how
Yeah.
he's like next to jump into the next Stellar Jesus. So Stellar Jesus is my new Xbox gamer tag, but
Yeah.
no,
That's
he's so
good.
menacing.
Yeah.
This Nathan, right? The colors and just the perspective, like god damn, and it looks hellish, right? The background, it's
He
like
looks
he's in.
scary.
Yeah.
Gives me Attack on Titan vibes too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just terrifying. Like honestly, like this is scary. Like if I was there, I'd like shit my pants kind of thing. And he's just like, "Hello, Marshall. We're learning so much about you, and our light has only started to reflect. Why are you here?" And Marshall's just like, "I already told you. Like I'm here to save my best friend." But this is where there's only truth in existence really starts to apply. And he just straight up tells him, "You're lying." And he's like, "I'm risking everything. Why would I be lying?" And he tells him again, "There's only truth in existence, Marshall." And then we get this amazing page that's like divided via the black hole like distortion light
Like light.
rays,
Yeah.
yeah, which divide each parts
There's
of the
kind of two
page
like
into
that. It's like
panels. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God, what a gorgeous page. This page was amazing. I think I looked at it like for a long time because I was so like infatuated with the way it was drawn, the colors and how cool it was. This is such an
Yeah. The
awesome
layout's super
page.
cool.
Yeah, such a cool page. Like, oh my God. And yeah, we just see 001 freaking out because he's wondering why Marshall's attacking the big, being that's talking to him, the one that's dressed up as Radiant Black / Nathan. And then, it doesn't seem to be working because while Marshall's throwing everything he's got at him, he's just like, "Hey, asshole, somebody just got his cape back," And he's like, he's charging at him full power, charging up all the beams and everything, gives him a straight, Kamehameha through the fucking chest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's like a
and
dragon punch or like a wolfang fist or something. Like, it's really
yeah,
sweet, and
One
the
Punch
coloration on
Man.
the cape I'm just appreciating it now. It's so cool with the pink and the orange and the white. Oh, that looks slick.
yeah, and they finally get to the other page where it seems like they're even at another stellar destination this time, and you see these really cool, we're getting interrupted by even more radiant sentient text that seems to be just trying to talk to him. He's getting like worn down by all this color. It seems like the spectrum is almost attacking him. There's all these colors that are mixing on him. He's got yellow, he's got pink, he's got orange. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he
again,
lost paintball this time for sure, and yeah, it's really cool. You can see like it's almost like all of existence now is trying to do what it can to stop him or
yep.
get what they want from him.
Yeah, the whole planet is trying actively to stop him in any way it can, but no matter what, they won't stop. But it seems like the issue isn't a matter of just walking forward. It's also a matter of acknowledging the truth because it keeps asking him, "Why are you here? There's only truth in existence. Why are you here?" And we see, some more light beams. It seems like sentient particles, like sentient little like cosmic beings, just start to mess with Marshall again. And this time, I think we get one of the coolest, not one of the best pages in all of Radiant Black, all of it since the comic came out, but also one of the coolest
Images of comics, period,
images
for
of
me,
comics.
for
Yeah,
sure.
like that's one of the coolest images I've seen in a comic book where you get this really, crazy. I just don't even know how to describe what's going on, but you have this moment where you see Radiant Black explode with color. It just seems like fluorescent inks, paint, everything's just like it's just
God
liquefied
tier
up in
art,
the
God
air.
tier.
God, see, yeah, like this is an image for the ages, one that if you've read Radiant Black, if you've read this issue, this is one you're going to remember for a while because this is such a beautiful, beautiful image. I was surprised. I posted it on the Radiant Black podcast Instagram for this week's post because I thought by far this was the most striking panel in the issue. And I just got to give praise to everybody involved. I got to give praise to Marcelo Costa, to Igor Monti, to Becca Carey for the lettering on this page as well. It's just well done.
Yeah, the Venn diagram of people that love drugs and comics, like they're meeting in the middle and they're having the time of their life this issue. And also beyond that, there's like the inverse colorations. I guess inverse is the right term because like Marshall's all black and like the outline is yellow and stuff like that. Like you really feel the effect of existence. Like anything can happen in existence. Like it doesn't abide by our rules and it's not going to look how the regular layout looks when you're in the real world. And it's just, oh my God, this is amazing. And it can't be the last time we go to existence. And it's amazing. Like, I don't know, having to cook up something else like this would be crazy, but this is a hell. Like, the art in this issue is insane. It's mind blowing.
No, we're definitely gonna get back to existence, but this part to me almost seemed like they kind of stripped him of his powers temporarily. Like the glow on his radiant symbol on his chest went away, his mask went away, and he looks exhausted.
Yeah. Good catch.
Yeah, and it's I think this is a page that represents an exhaustion of the spiritual, emotional, physical, and like mental kind. It's not just like it's a multifaceted level of exhaustion. I think this is symbolic of everything that's characterized his struggle from the first
to the
issue.
core of Marshall.
So it's like all the stuff he's been carrying on his own, on his back.
Yeah, we're looking at
released.
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of like burdens here, the burden of his life in terms of how he perceives it as a failure, the burdens of like, the kids and the pain he experiences from that when they make fun of him every day for not doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Who needs therapy when there's only truth in existence?
Exactly. When you got a big mecha to just like yell your shit at or blast, big beams through their, chest and, fly through them, like who needs therapy? So
the mech dude he's kind of like Treebeard with Pippin and Merry going through in Lord of the Rings and shit. That's pretty much
If you're a fan of Immortal Hulk, and I know a lot of people recently enjoyed that run, I got to give some props to Al Ewing and Joe Bennett and everyone involved, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Bennett. But fantastic run. And one thing this page reminds me of with the text, those text where it's like, why are you here with the capital? That reminds me a lot of the play in Immortal Hulk, the play with words and the way they did those pages of when like the one above all was talking to Hulk and all that, and the Gamma, like the one behind the green door. So I just love that comparison. I don't know if Kyle's
interesting
read
to pick
that.
pink.
Yeah. No, I know. I just think it's cool that they're doing it. It's super style, but yeah, like I love it, and I just love to see how well the struggle in Marshall is characterized in these pages. Like you could really see it in each panel. You could see progressively how he becomes more exhausted because it's not just him struggling to reach the end of his journey, his physical journey here, journeying through existence and the perils and everything. But you could see he's reaching at the core of who he is. He's like peeling down the layers, and he's finally acknowledging the truth about himself, which is something that is very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. This is like last week was heartfelt, but this is the part that I mentioned earlier where it's like it's really heartfelt. We're using like, a lot of people might feel stuff like that about their best friends or whatever, like they're jealous or whatever he's going through and stuff like that, and feel like they're not enough. As we learned a couple pages later, or I think you might even say in that page, you feel really a lot of people can relate to Marshall, otherwise, or you're lying. Like people feel like that, and Higgins really knows how to hit those notes. Like these books, like this whole series is a lot of people like feeling like they aren't what they're supposed to be, or they might have not done all they want to do with their life, and it's a feeling a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, like other than the big cosmic and galaxy brain stuff, like issue 9, we talked about grief and managing that, but here it's a lot more personal. He's going through his own self-doubt, his own negative thoughts, trying to unburden himself to be the best Radiant he could be.
Yeah, exactly.
And we see that, I think, conveyed fully and aptly in the next page where he lets out just like a big scream of grief.
Yeah.
It turns into this gorgeous panel where all this amazing color play with all this like waves and everything. Gorgeous panel, truly like gorgeous. It almost reminds me a little bit of Korvac back in the day, the way he's posing.
On the
But
bottom left, is that the color? Is that it going back into him? Right?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
it feels like
yeah,
all the like they really visually showed
yeah,
how all this negative shit that's been bottled up
yeah,
inside him is out, and then he's owning it now.
It's
Like,
almost like his
yeah.
power, right? Like the
yeah,
radiant,
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
mastered again, and that's all of it kind of drawn out,
Yeah.
and that's why he's so special, I
He's
guess.
he's not even wearing the radiant suit anymore. He's just back in his regular like coat, jacket, or whatever.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
He like screams it off, and then he's out in the jacket,
And
and,
it's
and he's pink.
interesting. It's interesting that it's the color spectrum that's shot out of him. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he's pink, like he's fully with existence now, maybe because that's what the text was, and now he's pink after he finally admitted this truth. So maybe him and existence are, homies now. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's fully integrated, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's a very good observation. So yeah, we finally get the reveal of the big man himself, Nathan, and he comes in with the most clutch of lines as always. He says, "You might think that's true, but it's not the truth. You're not nothing." So Nathan comes to Marshall, and Marshall's obviously just so surprised. He can't believe it's Nathan, and he asks him if it's really him, and he says, "Sort of, yeah." But he tells him that they say we can go now if you're ready. And Marshall just for the first time just is very brutally honest and says, "I don't know, I don't think I am ready." And this is where Nathan has his moment, and he's just like, "Look, man, you know, we've been through life together for a while. I've known you your whole life. I know you're more than enough. You were just going on a different path, let's do this." So, and Marshall just owns up to it that he's afraid, and I think this is important because it just shows you how close they are, how important it is, Uh,
You know what I love about Marshall? Like, unlike other big mainstream superheroes like Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, whatever, they all are more like they give you the sense that they're like not above everyone else, but they're such good people that
yeah, they're like Boy
sometimes it
Scouts.
gets
Yeah,
sometimes it's kind of hard to relate to them. But with
yeah,
Marshall, he feels and is portrayed like just a regular dude. Like he's just a
yeah,
regular 20,
And
30 something year old dude. He goes through all the shit. He doesn't know
exactly.
what he wants. Like sometimes he hates himself,
And there's
yeah,
the duality, right, between the two, where you have Marshall who's saying like he actually is chasing his dream. He moved on from his hometown, from his family, from me. And see, he left, and Nathan tried to accomplish his dreams and felt like he failed, right? And technically he did, whereas Marshall never left and felt like he failed. So
Well, that's
there's that
true.
kind of duality to their friendship and stuff like that, where you can see how they have big dreams and they both felt like they didn't accomplish that. And Nathan, died doing that, and Marshall still feels like that's you. You're the one that goes and chases your dreams. Maybe he feels like he's not worthy. Well, I think he does feel like he's not worthy of the radiant. Like maybe that's what Nathan's supposed to do. Maybe I'm an imposter because it shows him. I was just along for the ride, and I was happy just playing co-pilot with my best friend. Now I have to take this, and I don't have my best friend. So it's a whole like Marshall's been through the shit. There's been so much revealed, but like Marshall, this is the biggest character moment I feel like we've had for him.
Definitely.
Yep.
So far.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I think this is finally him truly becoming Radiant Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the
I mean,
asshole with a heart of gold.
he originally took the Radiant Black to save his friend. He didn't take it because
Mhm.
he wanted it or
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
other reason. Yeah.
yeah. I think this is him finally like acknowledging what he has to do, that he has to finally take on this journey at like properly, finally really put himself out there. And and that's what he tells him in a way. He's like, something's coming, something big. They didn't know if you were ready, but if you could step up. But I always knew. And then he says, "I really missed you." Marshall tells me he really missed him, and Nathan says he missed him too. So he tells him, "What do you think? Should we leave?" And he's like, "You're a superhero now. Remember, you could fly." So first of all, I love the fact that we get the homage to issue number 1, where Marshall is flying Nathan's flying Marshall for the first time when Nathan gets the
Yeah,
radiant.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. I love that. Yeah,
yeah,
good call.
yeah. We
And the
get we get
coloration's cool as hell when he's all yellow and stuff like that, and like they're
yeah,
changing.
Like we're
Also,
yeah,
going reverse order back out to existence.
yeah,
yeah, and
exactly.
someone mentioned
Yeah,
on Twitter, you got the tears going through. You got where the radiant tears and
Yeah.
coming out. Like it's been one hell of an adventure, man. And when he says it's been one hell of an adventure, it's like you said it, man. It has been one hell of an adventure. Like Jesus, like 10 issues of this book, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Like holy shit. And we don't need a letters page after this. You can't just do a Marshall School of Business. I'm glad with the choice they made not to do that. This is the one time I'm happy not to see Marshall School of Business because how do you follow that? Even with the letters column, like, what's Basuto going to say? Like, something funny, of course, but what could you really do to follow up this mind? It's a mind fuck. It's such an amazing issue. It's a landmark issue. Like, you can't say much else.
Yeah, and I'm so excited because I know that we're in good hands. The team has shown time and again that they have a plan, that they know what they're doing, that there's what do you got? That there's gonna be at least they have years of content planned basically, that they're going somewhere with this, and we saw that through Supermassive, right? We're seeing that this is an expansion, as they say, of the Image superhero universe, and I'm just all for it. Um,
It's a
before
new
we
age. It's DC had the new age of heroes that we'd forgotten about like 2 or 3
Yeah,
years ago.
how
This
many
is
is
the new age of
there?
heroes.
DC had the Crisis
So many,
Age,
bro.
this Crisis Age, and that
New
Crisis
52.
Age, and then New 52, and then Rebirth, and now what even are we now in Pride? Let's just call it the Pride Age because they're releasing a Pride book every month, which is amazing, by the way. So we're in the Pride Age now. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
Also,
hope they give. I hope they give. Speaking of Pride, I hope they give Ghostmaker his own book because, in my opinion, that's one of the cool.
100%.
That's one of
with
the
Tinian.
coolest, like most
100%.
most organic, in my opinion, one of the more diverse characters that's come out of DC in the last few years. And I just think like, yeah, some of people were like, yeah, he's like Ezra and those guys. True, but I also think he's just really cool in his own way. So
He's
I hope
Please,
badass.
DC, give us a Ghostmaker title, please.
Also, I can't help but think of Philip J. Fry when I look at like the orange outline on Nathan here. He really looks like Fry from Futurama. I can't unsee it. But another thing, like when he feels like he's not enough, right? Like you feel like maybe like there's this whole thing of like like your job wise, like in life, am I supposed to do this? Like if I'm making money, right? I've done well in life, but there's so much more to life, right? Like some people it's like, okay, cool, I'm a banker, I'm doing well. It's like, yeah, well, I got a radiant and I'm gonna fight this cosmic war, so fuck you, basically. No, but there's a
Yeah.
lot in life. These experiences, right? The choices you make. People might not be where they are, but like if I did university like on time and actually didn't fuck around, like I wouldn't have met Bash. I wouldn't be here right now doing this podcast because he got me in the comics. I wouldn't know Ali. So it's the path that life brings you on. I'm not trying to get
I mean, you
like
wouldn't even know Marshall because maybe you wouldn't have Red, Reading Black or Invincible.
I
Oh,
wouldn't know Swamp Thing
can
if
you
I paid
imagine?
attention to
Imagine that
university.
world. Oh my God, that's scary, man.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
not go to such dark places. We literally just left
Went to a really
existence,
dark
okay?
place.
We found our truth. Let's just move on. Anyway, Matt hit us with some big revelations there, so props to him for
Yeah, not good in
doing the
school.
research, for Sherlocking this one out. He really looked through every crevice, color, and corner of existence. But one thing that we want to bring up, all of us, and this will be a little bit of a treat for Matt because he hasn't heard, and it was a treat for me because I haven't seen, but I did partake. And we live in Canada, me and Matt, so it's hard for us to get those Radiant boxes. They were really only shipped to America. Fortunately, I had a friend who offered to a fellow podcast member who
Hello.
offered to do the shipping for me, which really helps me out. So he got the box. I asked him to open it. Because he also got one for himself, and so this is spoiler territory, guys. If you guys do not want to know about what was in the Radiant Black limited edition box that came out with the release of issue number 9, stop listening here because we're just going to talk about that and then end the episode. So you're not going to miss anything. If you do want to know about the box, keep listening. There's some really cool stuff. Okay, but it is spoiler territory. There's no material. There's no comic spoilers. There's no story spoilers. But we're going to spoil what's in the box, which is kind of related to Radiant Black. So first of all, there's some really cool merch. There's the bath bomb. There's
Let me just
really
say
good,
one thing. The bath
Yeah.
bomb smells phenomenal. The moment I took the box out of its packaging, I smelled it, and my girlfriend was like, "Wow, it smells like man." So I guess Marshall really nailed it with the scent combo right there.
There you go. And they gave they gave us like a little Radiant Black bag. They gave us an Invincible podcast. Was it a fridge magnet?
No, it's we got an Invincible Podcast sticker. I remember from issue 2 where he's doing like the wink. Radiant Black's doing the wink.
Yeah.
There's a sticker of the wink. There's a couple of pins, a Radiant Red and a Radiant Black pin. There's the little Blacklight keychain.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Higgins, being the awesome man and the genius that he is, signed the boxes with Blacklight
Yes.
ink. So if you shine your Blacklight on the boxes, you'll see it's signed in Blacklight. So thank you so much, Kyle. That's amazing. And then, do you want to reveal the big one?
The last thing that was in there is a little Radiant Black USB.
and it has a fucking Radiant logo on it. Like,
Yes.
I just want to take a second to appreciate how cool a USB with the Radiant logo on it looks. Anyway, go on, sir.
I'm definitely gonna keep this one forever. But so I plugged it in. That's the first thing I did. Put it in my computer, and it's a compressed file that is password protected. So me, Bash, and our other friend, we just sat down for like an hour when I got it, and we tried a crap ton of passwords. We still have no luck.
Or is this
No.
really?
It feels like some kind of ARG puzzle thing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, with the box there also came the little like translation matrix for Radiant language. It was like a little like 5-inch card. It's pretty small.
Nothing
So we
Cloverfield
set-
has been this much cool advertising for a series.
Yeah. So if anyone is listening to this that has gotten the box and
I
has any
literally
hints,
got a message while we were recording like this
Yeah?
episode. Yeah, someone was asking me, "Did you get the box? Do you know what's in it? Can we bring it up?" Because I was like, remember, cover it with spoiler text on Discord. 'Cause
Yeah.
some people don't want to know. So guys, the heat is on.
Did you try
The
Pamela Anderson
scavenger
69?
hunt
That's what I would have
is
tried.
on. Yeah,
there is
exactly.
if you
Hurry.
open the box and shine a black light on the inside of the box, there's Radiant text there. Now I'm probably not the best at translating it, but from what I could tell, it says Roxy. So if that means anything to anyone, please let us know.
Maybe that's the screen name for Eva, the streamer.
See, that's what we thought. That's what we thought. We'll find that out next
Issue
month, I
12?
guess.
Is that 11 or 12? Might be 11.
Man,
Oh,
what
no,
if,
I think that's 12,
what if
actually.
they go like full delving into this and they're just like, oh yeah, like we're gonna have a live stream where Roxy's just straight up gonna tell you the password, bro. I'd lose my shit. Man.
Get a cosplayer. Oh my fuck.
I reread issue 10 3 times. I parsed through everything and issue 9. I still couldn't find anything that
Yeah,
works.
we
You
tried
guys tried
everything.
Blacklight?
We tried.
Yeah,
everything.
with the blacklight, I
We-
even
we-
took
we
everything
even,
out of
like,
the
yeah.
box
No, as
and
the
blacklight
password.
everything else.
Yeah.
I actually have not tried blacklight.
No, we
Okay.
tried everything, man. These guys, they know what they're doing. They're very good at this.
I
Yeah.
even messaged them on Twitter. I tagged Kyle, Reading Black, and Michael Basudel, and the only reply I've gotten was, "There's only truth in existence." So
Of
You
course.
try that as
yeah.
the password?
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
tried all kinds of iterations. of that,
Catalyst?
man. We
Yeah,
tried
we tried Catalyst.
We tried everything. We tried everything you could think of, even the dumbest shit.
You didn't try
could think of.
Blacklight though. You never know. No.
Yeah. No, we tried everything, man. We tried everything stupid you could think of, everything clever. We went full trying to. We're
What
like,
about peanut butter?
so.
Crossover from
Hey,
Firepower.
Firepower. Read Firepower if you're not reading Firepower.
Oh, Firepower is popping
That was
off this
very
week. I'll tell
aggressive.
you that
I'm
much.
sorry. Yeah,
100%.
first of all, my heart like aches because there's gonna be no Firepower until April 22. But like, if you've seen the cover for the next issue, it's fucking Waylon with like a whole samurai getup with 2 katanas. Like
Wait,
that's
is that 19?
That's all. That's
Or 18?
yeah, that's the cover. Yeah, that's all.
19.
That's all I needed to see. That's all I need to see. That's all.
But no, that black box sounds amazing. You got fridge magnets. You got bath bomb that'll turn into a chick magnet. You got USBs. You got all this stuff. That's amazing. Like I say it all the time. The covers are amazing. I know it's become almost like a meme of the podcast now, how I say the covers are amazing, but how they go above and beyond with this shit for this comic. Like you can feel the passion for this creator-owned series, right? Like holy shit. Like even like, there should be this much merch for friggin' Jeff the land shark, but you don't see
That's
it
true.
yet. But like
It's true.
this has been
like,
incredible.
Can you guys believe that Lucky the pizza dog already has his own digital comic? Like, it's crazy.
Wait,
I'm not
really?
surprised.
I
Well, he's
swear
been
to
around
God.
for a bit though. It's an
He's been
Infinity
around
comic,
for a
right?
bit, but like it launched so fast with the show. I mean, he's the star of the show. Let's be real. Him and Haley, like they're the stars of the show. But yeah, check out Hawkeye also if you haven't checked out Hawkeye, and more importantly, check out Hawkeye by Fraction and Aja. That's such a good run.
What it's based on, basically. That's the
Definitely.
run.
Yeah, exactly. And then check out Hawkeye by Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero because it's so good too. Anyway, back to Rain Black. Basically, the end of this episode is us asking the community to join us on this scavenger hunt to discovering what Axis is. Of course, assuming that there's if there's no barriers to if what we're if we have permission to share what's on the Axis, we'll obviously share that with everybody. So there's that. But if not, obviously we can't do anything Higgins doesn't want us to do because that's part of the fun of this. So team, everybody associated, let's go. Let's get together. Let's work on this. We've got the Discord server. And once again, I'm sorry, we haven't mentioned the Discord server much the last few episodes. I will put a link for the Discord server this episode. And last but not least, the Invincible Podcast, aka Circle Guy News. These guys are amazing. They have their own podcast, Oblivion Song Podcast, the Invincible Podcast.
They just dropped a new episode of the Invincible Podcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
Invincible merch.
Yep, and then they just got the Circle Guy News merch going. So
they definitely know the password for that code.
Yeah,
100%.
and we just had them. Oh yeah, and we just had them last episode. If you haven't checked out that episode, check it out. I guarantee you will enjoy it.
Not just 001 with the face
our
out.
Face reveal. Oh yeah, it doesn't get any saucier than the last episode. Trust me. I mean, you've got like 6 faces to look at. You've got the 3 Circle Guy News faces, which you're acquainted with thanks to the comic, and then you've got our faces, which it's always good to add a face to a voice, right?
And one day in the comic would be cool. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Speak it into existence.
I just want Kyle to follow us on social media. Then I'll be happy. I mean, more than that, like I don't even give a fuck. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So guys, help us out. Let's figure this out as a community. Come on, let's do this together as radishes, as Radianites, as whatever we are. Let's just do it. Let's just make this the super massive. See what
this community, I want to be Jeff. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so let's do it. Let's all get in on this together. Check out the Discord. We're gonna include a link, like we said earlier. Don't forget to check out the Radiant Black Podcast giveaway. We're 10 followers away on Twitter from giving away the thing. All you have to do to be a part of the giveaway is to follow us on Twitter. Obviously, just stay following. You know,
Go
don't
plant
follow
a tree if you want to buy an omnibus in the future. And
exactly. No, just follow us on Twitter. Message the Twitter with your favorite Radiant. Just send a message in DM or just tag them. Just be like,
slide into our DMs if you want us to give you a TPB.
Yeah, TPB, yes, trade paperback.
And that's nothing dirty. That's a trade paperback, folks.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get your mind out of the gutter, guys. And yeah. Anyway, so anything else you guys want to add?
No, thanks for joining us, guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
thank
crack
you.
this code.
Yeah, this will be the last. I'm
Break the cycle.
traveling. Yeah, I'm traveling, so I'll be back around Christmas time, and we'll probably have a little bit of delayed episode around Christmas time. So we might have a little delay when the next episode comes up, but we promise it's going to be great with a lot of news. And as always, we have merch to look forward to the release of each issue. So everyone, thank you for joining us today, and stay radiant.